I'm just jumping on. I have done a somatic session, just come out of a somatic session with a client. And I always feel inspired to talk about the experiences that I'm having with clients, because we learn. We learn through other people's stories. And there's so much wisdom that comes through, because what one client is experiencing, many of us relate to it because we're all human. And in these sessions, I get to know what's truly going on for someone. I'm honoured to have people that come into my space that can take that mask off and feel safe to take that mask off and be honest and raw and real. And the topic that I wanted to talk about today was the fact that we have normalised treating ourselves like a robot. And a lot of the clients that I work with, they have these big passion and fire for life and what they're doing, and they're wanting to create, and that energy is very big, but it can also burn you out. And I know this from personal experience. What I do, I love. I know that I'm doing exactly what I've come here to do, and I get such joy from it. But sometimes I can be pushing too much, pushing my growth and expansion, and I'm not allowing the time to integrate. And so I remember a friend said to me a couple of weeks ago, he said, "Oh, it looks like you're doing lots online and you're growing the business." But he also said, "Just a reminder, you're not a robot." And I think those were the words that I needed to hear, because I can be pushing my expansion and growing, but sometimes I'm not having the time for integration. And it was a topic that when I was in a class when I was away, and we spoke on it, and we said that sometimes, like, our souls come here for a journey to experience, and sometimes we don't honour the timing of that. We're pushing to the next thing and then to the next thing, and we're not having time to let what we're learning and what we're embodying actually integrate into our body, and we're going on to the next thing, and we're kind of in fight or flight. So say this client that I have just had, there's been a lot of external change and that's been going on for her, and she's just done High Rocks as well, which is like a competition, a fitness competition. Her body's really, really tired. She's in this time at the moment where, like, her business is transitioning and changing and expanding. So there's a lot of moving factors. And when we connected today, all she needed was to be held and nourished and supported, and realizing that that's what she just needs right now. She doesn't need to be pushing forwards and making huge growth changes. She just needs to be stable on where she's at and embody and integrate what she's already learning. Because something that I work on with clients is about these foundations. We've got to make sure that these foundations are strong. Foundations of putting in the reps constantly to create safety internally. Are we having time where we're building a relationship with our body? We're asking what our body needs on the daily. We are giving what our body needs. We are spending the time every single day building that relationship, because what our bodies need changes every day. Because if we don't have those foundations, okay, and we're wanting to push here in that direction, we want to grow and we want to expand, we're not expanding from safety, we're expanding from this kind of flaky energy. And whatever we do create in our life, we can't actually hold it, because our bodies are on adrenaline and we wear ourselves out. So we've got to teach our bodies, like we've got to increase our capacity in our nervous system. Can't do that overnight. And some of the conversations I had when I was away, I find that, some people can see this as the boring stuff, sitting in meditation and being with our emotions and processing our emotions and surrendering and trusting and all those things we do. They seem like the boring stuff, but they change your life. And because we are in this world where we want quick fixes and stimulation and activation, even like Instagram with reels, it's like make a 10-second reel because everyone wants the information really quickly before they scroll. We're so driven by activation and stimulation. So what's really important is that we do put these reps in. That's the only way we change. It's the only way we build these foundations. When you're in pain, when you're going through something emotional, you sit with it. When you are feeling anxious, you sit with it. When you're feeling triggered, you sit with it. When your body is tired and it's telling you over and over again, you give it rest. When your body is saying, hey, I need movement, you give that to your body. It's like putting in these reps. I know my body the way I do because of these reps. And it's not always easy. Sometimes we don't have the capacity or the time. But these are the foundations to create whatever you want in life. This is how we retrain our nervous system over and over and over and over and over again. The reps, just like you're training your body, weights, reps. Just how you're learning new skills, reps, over and over again. How you rewire, I always get that, rewire your mind and your body are the reps. So if we keep treating ourselves, going back to the topic, if we keep treating ourselves like a robot, how do you think we're going to feel in our life? Because we are self-sacrificing our body. How are we going to feel if we are constantly treating ourselves like a robot and living our life through what everyone else is doing? No one's in your body. No one knows what your body needs but you. Even think about all the wisdom that comes through your body. You've got all the answers. And I'll give you an example, the client session. Well, it was a conversation I had last week, but also with the client session. And something I've been looking at is there's so much stimulation in my life. And it's all things that I love, the dancing, my work, doing all the things that I do. And it's like, who am I without all of that stimulation? Who am I if I'm not a coach, a friend, a mum, a dancer, whatever? Who am I underneath all that stimulation? If you took all of that away and just sit with yourself. And this is the power of the pauses. We're so programmed to be focused on output and pushing and achieving and growing and expanding. But maybe the expansion is in the pauses, where no matter what is going on in life, you can just sit with yourself. And I think that's something that I'm really, really leaning into at the moment. The pauses. And I know it feels uncomfortable. It's the way that we're programmed. But you put the reps in, you can create so much stability internally and get to know yourself so intimately when we just stop and honour the pause. Because the pause is where the changes actually happen in your body. So I can say this coming from a PT background, like we're working the muscle over and over and over again, but the muscle grows on the rest days and the pauses. So this is the inspiration today, to look at where you're treating yourself like a robot, where you're not present in your life because we can be so stuck in the doing and the shoulds and trying to get to this top of this mountain that we never get to the top of because we're living this human experience. I want to live this life where I am enjoying the journey and I'm getting to know myself more intimately, and I'm able to pause in the challenges and be able to understand where they are guiding me and what they're teaching me, and so that I can help others do the same. So I am not a robot. You're not a robot. We're living this human experience, and just because you need rest doesn't mean that you're going backwards. It's where the growth is. It's where the expansion is. It's where the integration is. So I hope that this is I hope this has inspired you to take a pause or to start getting curious about going deeper into building a relationship with your body, because it changes your life. It opens you up to life. Feeling grounded, connected to self. Can you imagine what's possible? Can you imagine how much more you would experience life? I'm sending you so much love.